Hey guys, what's going on? This is Diddley. Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video, and today I'm going to be discussing my first impressions of the new Escape from Tarkov patch 4.0, so let's dig into it. Let's start off by talking about probably one of the most important things, which is the optimization and performance. I know this was holding a lot of you guys back and a lot of complaints, especially about that memory leak. So far, I have played probably around 15 or 16 hours of the new patch, and I've even played on Shoreline, and it looks like the memory leak for the most part has been resolved. I have not had any insane memory spikes, and also Shoreline works without lag now, which is a nice relief. We get that fourth map option. And I know there was a little bit of confusion there. If you guys are wondering why the second half of Shoreline isn't out yet, it will be coming in the couple weeks to couple months before the end of the year, so we will get our hands on that very soon. Now, as always, the servers were having a little bit of issues with the login backend servers, as they normally do, and this isn't like really just specific to Battle State games. Like, every gaming company underestimates the number of users that are going to be trying to log in and create accounts. So for the first hour and a half there, we were kind of held back trying to just get in to create our character. And this time I decided to go USEC because I wanted to see how the English comm wheel would actually work, and it might open some doors for some really funny encounter based content later down the road, which I'm totally willing to explore because voice over IP is not in the game yet. So until then, the comms wheel is all that we have, and if I'm playing as a bear and I don't understand Russian, I feel like that's a part of the game that's just completely eliminated. Now, they do plan on having English comm wheels for the bear players down the road, and vice versa, Russian comm wheel for the USEC, but for now we kind of have to choose one faction or the other depending on what language that you speak. Of course, if you don't care about any of that, bear, go play whatever faction you want to go on. Now, of course, they added a number of new items into the game. The Colpack 1S helmet, which is a riot helmet, but it really looks goofy on your character. Without the rest of that riot gear, it looks really silly, but it's still like a level 1 helmet, a level 1 rated armor helmet. I don't know how much difference it really makes against firearms, but you know, it's better than nothing. You also have a new lower tier armor, body armor, called the Module 3M. And the Module 3M is a white body armor, and it is now kind of taking the place that the P.A.K.A. did. It's got 40 out of 40 durability, and the P.A.K.A. armor was actually increased to 60 out of 60 durability. So you're going to have a little bit more variety with the armor types that you have. I don't know who can actually sell this to you. I think you can only currently find it from killing scavengers, but correct me in the comment section below. I don't have all of my traders maxed. I am working on that. I have them level 3, and so far I haven't been able to purchase this from anybody. Now, again, speaking of traders, there was a lot of new attachments and load-bearing equipment for the LVOAC handrails for the M4s. And there's also new gas tubes added for the AK systems, and lots of new like little rails and optics and things like that. There's also, of course, I mentioned this before, the Trigicon ACOG. I have not had a chance to use that yet, nor have I seen anybody with it, but hopefully I will be able to buy that from Peacekeeper, I'm assuming level 4. I currently have Peacekeeper level 3, and I am unable to buy it from him, so I'm assuming it's going to be loyalty level. Now we have a number of weapons that were added into the game: the AKM, the VPO 209, the VPO 136 or the Vepr, the DVL 10 M1 Saboteur, which is a DVL that's suppressed, which is pretty sweet. So let's talk a little bit about these. So the VPO weapons can be largely found from killing scavengers. You can buy the Vepr, which is the semi-automatic AKM, the civilian variant from Skier level 1. You can also buy the AKM, which has the semi-automatic and the full automatic from Prep Ward level 2. And the VPO 209, which is a really interesting weapon. It shoots what's called TKM cartridges, which in Russia, it's some sort of weird shotgun rifle workaround. So it doesn't do, to me right now, from what I've used it, the limited opportunities I've had to use the 209, it didn't feel as good as the Vepr, and the rounds didn't seem to do as much damage. So I'm gonna have to wait and see when people start to data mine the damage outputs and the penetration rates of the TKM, the 366 rounds, and I'll let you guys know further down the road. But I can confirm that the VPO 136 or the Vepr, the semi-automatic 8KM, is really strong, and they did a very nice job buffing the 7.62x39. So that also means, and you SKS guys are going to be really happy, that the SKS is finally in a really good spot, and I was shredding with it. It is definitely going to be one of my favorite weapons to use this patch. It just was two-tapping people all day, and the Vepr can do it too. So very good weapon choices, and you can pick these up. You don't even really need to buy them. A lot of the scavengers are using these civilian weapons, and I really like that. I've only actually found one AKM, one real AKM from a scavenger, and the dust cover and the buttstock was off of it, and they were only using 10-round magazines. But I want to kind of touch on that as well. The civilian weapons, the scavengers, are using a lot of 10-round mags, and I really like that. So the devs, you guys should keep that up. It's a cool thing to see the diversity in the weapon choices with the scavengers. And personally, because it's semi-automatic, you don't notice the 10-round mags as badly as you would if it was in an 8KM. So it's still a viable choice, and it looks cool, and it feels different. So really love the new weapons. And like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of experience using the actual 8KM, but I'll be making a specific video on that weapon once the data mined 7.62x39 has been released and I get more experience with that weapon. However, what we do know is there are 7.62x39 hollow points and PS rounds available. Once I get Prapor level 4 and once I get Skier level 4, I'll know if there's more additional ammo types, and I'm sure they're going to be adding more down the road. But hollow points are available, and they do, from what I can see, significant damage. Better than the PS rounds with my limited use. So start using them. You can buy them straight from Skier at level 1. Now, the scavs have had some pretty significant improvements, which is actually seeing the grenades being thrown at them, not shooting as often whenever they're sitting in bushes. They react a little bit more when bullets are flying near them and they miss. And there's also been a number of new spawn changes on all the maps when it comes to the scavenger spawns, especially on customs. So you know that sniper tower that everybody likes to sit on top? Well, actually an AI can sit on top of there now, and AI will patrol that entire construction compound. And I've also noticed that AI are getting a little bit more out of their shell, so they're not pathing and not following the exact same routes as often, so that's pretty cool. Every now and again you'll notice an AI that somehow magically gets behind you. I've also noticed that AI are starting to work together better as well. Like, one will start to flank me while the other one pushes the attack. I don't know if that's intentional, but it definitely seems that way. And they'll start swarming you too. Like, if you start making a lot of noise, the AI will start to really rush you down and investigate what's going on. And I've also been noticing the kill shots too. If you play on scavenger mode, every now and again off in the distance you'll hear these like single shots, and you might think that's some scav on scav violence, but in reality it's actually the AI going over to a PMC body and like shooting them, which is really creepy. I know they were doing that before. It was like, it's not new, but they seem to be doing that more often now. And I'm going to be ending the video discussing one of the biggest changes, and this is going to change the way you play this game, especially if you watched my beginner loadout video, which I still recommend that you watch, but I'm going to have to remake it, which is a bit of a bummer because the medical system has changed significantly. So listen up. You can only use one medical item at a time. That means you can only use one IFAK, and you can't use like an IFAK and a painkiller at the same time. So this might sound really weird. It's hard to explain. You're gonna have to actually see how it plays. But before, whenever you used to get shot, I used to be able to press my IFAK button, so I immediately started healing, and I could pop my painkiller at the exact same time. So I would have my IFAK on the 4 key and painkillers on the 5 key. Now you can't, so you need to choose which one you want to do first. So for example, if somebody attacks me with a shotgun and shoots me in the legs, my natural response is to immediately heal that leg so I don't die. But in doing so, I am now snared. I can't actually use my painkillers until the cooldown is over, just kind of like a spell in World of Warcraft or other MMO games. So you have to really be thinking about what you want to be doing first. And what I found is you kind of have to flip the process. You should always use your painkillers first and then use your medicine after, because if you get snared, you're dead. It's game over. Like, you're immobilized and you can't do anything. At least if you pop your painkillers, you can try to run for cover or evade those additional gunshots that might actually kill you. So it's going to be a bit of a cat and mouse, and you're going to have to think a little bit more about how you apply your medication. Another thing, Cars, Sulliwas, Grizzlies, IFAKs, before they used to take durability, before they used to not take any durability whenever you use them to bandage or fix a fracture. Now they do. So you're going to be going through medication extremely quickly. In fact, the consumable rate is very similar to ammunition now. Every raid that I've been in, I've been taking 3 car medical bags, and more often than not, they're all done by the end of the raid. I had my Grizzly that I got with my Edge of Darkness edition, and it was gone in 2 raids. I had the Sulliwa that I got with my Edge of Darkness edition, and I know I should have kept it for the therapist task, but I had to use it to stay alive completely. In my first raid that I brought it in, it completely was gone. And not only that, the durability levels of all of the medical items have been reduced significantly. So, in my opinion, your number one goal should be to get therapist up to maximum level, because you can no longer buy medication from Peacekeeper either. You can only buy your meds from therapist, which means doing tasks for skier should really be left to the very end whenever you've completed everything. So just keep that in mind. I would not be focusing on leveling skier first, because you're going to be significantly handicapping yourself with the ability to buy medication. Well guys, I'm going to be making a bigger video discussing all of that, and I'm going to be taking a look at all the guns individually. I'm going to be doing a new loadout guide. I'm currently grinding out the tasks and the traders. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions. There's a lot to dig into and a lot of content that's going to be coming out over the next couple days. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also check out the live streams. I've been streaming a lot. I've been streaming more than I've been doing anything else since this patch has been released. So definitely check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/deadlyslav, for more information on Escape from Tarkov. And also be sure to check out the guides. I will be making some soon, guys. And please, I encourage you guys, if there's anything that I did wrong, or if there's any guides or any suggestions you want to leave me in the comment section below, damage values, medical priorities, anything like that, let's share this information together and make each other better players. Have a fantastic time, guys, on the new Escape from Tarkov patch, and I'll see you guys in the next one.